I am talking with Sam, the cooking guy Zien. Sam, what does the cooking guy mean?
Means I'm not a chef. I'm a regular guy who cooks. I wanted to make sure that people knew right away when they read the title that they knew that I wasn't a fancy guy. I do regular stuff. I mean, my stuff comes out looking, really good, but it's simple to put together, and I use regular, everyday kind of ingredients.
Would you have any advice for someone like me who cannot cook at all?
I don't know how challenged you really are in the kitchen, but people say to me all the time, I can't cook, and I go, no. It's not that you can't cook, it's that you don't cook. You just don't do it enough. I liken it to riding a bike. First time you ride a bike, you fall off, you hurt yourself. First time you make a cake or something like that, it's ugly and it's a mistake. The second time better, third time even better. You just got to do it. That's the thing.
Okay, so what is a recipe of yours that I could try out?
I think what I'm going to do first, you can totally do, Allie. Here's the thing. I like to suggest people take an ingredient or an item, not look at it the same way every time. For example, mashed potatoes, you can turn into all kinds of things. They don't have to sit on a plate beside a piece of a pork chop, right? So what this is, it's a mashed potato taco. Warmed corn tortilla, cool sour cream, mashed potatoes on top. So far, there's no problem with you doing this, right? Okay, good. Hot sauce right here, a little bit. Diced up green onion, like that. And the really important part, some crunchy kettle-type potato chips, like this, bing, over the top. And the potato chips add to the contrast of the soft mashed potato underneath, pulls the whole thing together. It's only weird until you take your first bite, and then it's absolutely delicious. But that's using these mashed potatoes differently than you normally would. The other thing I like to do with mashed potatoes, I like to turn them into a shepherd's pie that everybody kind of likes. But if you don't have the time to throw that together, here's a simple trick. You take mashed potatoes, you heat them up, you grab a can of chunky beef with country vegetables, and you ladle it right over the top. Upside down, shepherd's pie, under $4, under 4 minutes, full serving of vegetables, and lean beef. There's nothing wrong with that. That's amazing taste. Look how simple it is, how fast, and you know what? I think it's actually better looking than the real one because you've got the vegetables and the beef on top and all the glistening gravy going down the side, and it's pretty. But it's all this. It's just looking at like a can of soup, like it's not a can of soup. I could put it in a bowl and eat it with a spoon. But we're doing something different. We're pouring it over top of this. The mashed potatoes could have been rice. They could have been pasta. It could have been biscuits. I mean, there's a jillion chunky soups that you could do that with. Just think outside of the recipe a little bit, or in this case, think outside of the can. It's that kind of stuff. It's taking a deli roasted chicken and not using it for just chicken on a plate. It's shredding it up and putting into a sandwich with a little barbecue sauce and vinegar and cool coleslaw and warm onion rings to make sort of like a fake pulled pork sandwich, but it doesn't take 6 hours. It takes like 6 minutes. It's that kind of stuff that I'm trying to get people to see in the book. Think differently. Don't look at stuff the same way every time, you know?
I'm not sure I can even make mashed potatoes. Is that something that you teach in your books?
No, I'm going to tell you what I do for mashed potatoes. I buy them ready-made at the supermarket. And you know what? There's no shame in that. I don't have grandmothers anymore, but if my grandmothers could come back for one final meal with me, would I make mashed potatoes from scratch for them? Yeah, okay, that day I might. But regular, every day in my home, I buy store-bought mashed potatoes in the little tub. I doctor them up a little bit. Little kosher salt, little fresh ground pepper, maybe blue cheese if I want to serve them beside a steak. But they're perfectly acceptable. I don't have to do the work. I mean, I love a potato, but I don't have to peel it. I don't have to chop it. I don't have to heat water. I don't have to boil it. I don't have to let them sit for 25 minutes. I don't have to drain the water, mash them down, add the butter, add the milk, that kind of thing. I could do that, but you know what? Somebody figured that out in a really easy way that doesn't mean I have to do it myself anymore.
All right, so not everyone in every household eats meat. Like me, I don't eat meat. Do you have any recipes that would work for vegetarians as well as meat eaters?
Yeah, combining the veggie world and the non-veggie, it's a little bit difficult. But my wife is a big salad person, and I like to eat beef. So I'll cook a steak, and I'll have a steak salad. My wife will have just the salad. I think the two sides have to find some middle ground, you know? And whether it's seafood more often. I don't think one side gets their way all the time.
You know, I agree. Sam, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thanks, Allie.